Yo, we live. You're now listening to volume 67 of the Bucket Up Podcast. Here with your boy Ty Doyle, aka DJ Buttersauce, aka Ty Lante, aka your mom had me over for the new year. And I'm here as always with the homie, the kid JB. Was good.
Yo, living good, man. It's the kid JB. Happy to be here. Could have been right last week. Mr. Told You So. Not because I'm always right, but when I am, I told you so. Episode 67, bro. The Bucket Up Podcast. You know, we usually attribute to a sports jersey. Last couple of weeks, we've been a little sloppy with it. But we're here with 67, and there is a basketball player in the NBA named Taj Gibson. And he rocks 67. And for anyone that doesn't even follow sports, you have to admit 67 is probably the ugliest jersey number you could ever rock.
Yeah, bro. 60, any number in the 60s is pretty trash. 60s and 50s. Like, even on football players, I'm like, yeah, that shit's trying to trash. So,
but episode 67 of the Bucket Up Podcast. Happy to be here, man. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. You already know how I be. I'm chilling, hanging out, max relaxing, cooling. You know what I'm saying? I've just been chilling all weekend, watching foosball. So this playoffs, them games yesterday were kind of boring. Except for, Seahawks kind of came back. But other than that, I've just been chilling, enjoying my life. You?
I'm cool, man. Well rested. This is weird because, let's prepare. This is gonna be the first. I mean, for the 9-to-5ers like us, the first full week of work, since a month. You know what I'm saying? Because of
Sure.
Christmas, New Year. What else was there? I took a day off for Hanukkah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's been a while. It's gonna suck.
Yeah. So, I've just been preparing for that. Other than that, man, shouts to me. I actually got good restaurant service and good food for the first time in I don't know, forever. Definitely this year. But yeah, shouts to Korean barbecue. Went back yet again just because, it's delicious and nutritious. So shouts to Gangnam Barbecue. And no, it's not Gangnam style for all you culture vultures.
Is the Gangnam style dude from Korea?
I don't even know. I haven't dove deep in that,
I don't feel comfortable assuming where he's from right now. Not in this
not in this climate, nah. But yeah, no, Friday was cool, man. That was yesterday, Saturday, but Friday was cool because just hung out, man. Just chilled and been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, which I will admit, dude, I am Larry David's kind of like my spirit animal. I will say I'm better looking, but yeah, Larry David, I'm him.
Is it even really not to knock you at all, but it's really not much to say you're better looking than Larry David, bro.
No. But I'm saying if I was him, I'm just the only thing that kind of separate us is maybe he's got 50 years on me.
Yeah, and the money's a big separation.
I forgot about that part, but
it's pretty rich.
But yeah, no, shouts to Curb Your Enthusiasm because now I have something to binge watch.
You never seen it before? You was on the Curb thing?
No, I was behind the curb. Boom. Yeah. But yeah, no, man. So yeah, that's what I've just been doing, man. Netflix, or I guess HBO Go and chilling. So
yeah, it's wild because I realized we had, we did some special pods in a row. We kind of hadn't really reviewed any movies, and it's not like I hadn't seen any. Did you see any in the last 3 or 4 weeks?
We attempted to go see The Mule yesterday, but then some of the times conflicted with the NFL games I wanted to watch. So no, I haven't seen a movie in a little bit. I mean, we did our movie review with last week's, with the year-end pod, but yeah, haven't seen some standalones in a while.
Okay, well, I watched. Trying to think, did I end up reviewing Aquaman? See, now I don't remember.
No, you can talk about Aquaman because you haven't reviewed it yet.
Oh yeah, so I guess I've been telling everybody this, but I think also went to see Spider-Man. I don't think I reviewed that one too. That one was fire. The Spider-Man into the Spider-Man.
Yeah, you talked about Spider-Ham and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, that's right. I did talk about that.
Yeah.
That's because I put it in my top 5. That's why. But so if people, nobody's under a rock right now. Fucking Aquaman's out here doing almost $1 billion box office worldwide and shit. And I went in with very low expectations, and so the movie was good. It was like fun. Like a movie isn't. A movie's not the best movie, but you enjoy watching it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. There's plenty of movies that I know are trash on the surface, but I'm like, hey, I enjoy this shit.
Right, exactly. Like I put it very much in the Venom kind of category where, you know what I'm saying? Like I had low expectations, which probably played into it. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously there were some weird, corny parts, some fucking dumb jokes that they threw in there that, obviously you should have saw coming with it being Aquaman and Jason Momoa seems kind of like a bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like have you seen Booty Call with Jamie Foxx and Vivica? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was like, this movie's horrible, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, like Booty Call, like you can't go see a movie called Booty Call and not know it. Like you know what you're getting into, you wouldn't go see that damn movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's called Booty Call, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's how Aquaman was. Like if you ignore the Pitbull music, his version of Africa, which for no reason was in that movie. They were in Africa for like one scene, spoiler alert. But it was a lot. The visuals are really good. So it's like if you're wondering, should I go see it in theater or should I wait for Redbox? Like it's definitely like a Redbox wait worthy movie, but the visuals are more like you should probably see it in theater. So I mean, it's up to you. If you really fuck with comic book movies, you probably be cool with it. And then I think the other movie I didn't get to talk about was Bumblebee, which if it's basically like the 8th or 7th Transformer movie. And anybody who's watched any of them Transformer movies know that they've been trash for a while now.
Yeah. I like the first one, and after that they were kind of whatever.
The first one is good, and the second one is good too. But then they, after that it was trash. They brought in Mark Wahlberg, and then they just got longer and trasher. You know what I'm saying? And then
what's funny about Transformers is like I wasn't smart enough to play with them because like you had to like stop and really understand like, all right, you fold this part and that's like, the wheel, and then you fold this part and that's the the top of the car.
I feel like once you learn it one time, shouldn't you have it down?
Right. You would think that. But for me, when I used to play throwback, whatever, I used to play with action figures and make storylines. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like, if I had wrestling action figures, I'd be like, "Yo, this guy stole this guy's championship belt." Blah blah blah. And then with Transformers, I'd be like, "Yo, like I'm Optimus Prime, whatever." And then my storylines would slow down because I'd be like, "Fuck, now I can't transform as fast as the other toy," and my storylines would get all fucked up. So I was like, "Fuck Transformers" on some real shit. But nah.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah. Fuck Transformers. But Bumblebee is a good movie.
So fast forward 25 years.
They make the movie.
Yeah.
Not as invested.
Bumblebee.
Yeah. Bumblebee was good. And it seems like it's way more because they got rid of Michael Bay. Because he was out here just doing explosions and unnecessary shots of like the chicks bending over for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And like terrible.
And he had a falling out with what was her name? What was that girl's name? Megan Fox?
Yeah, Megan Fox. But then he brought her back for the Ninja Turtle movies that he's butchered. So.
Oh, yeah, he fucked that up so much. Yeah. Get him up out of here. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they got rid of Michael Bay, and then Bumblebee was good. I actually had this discussion with Trav yesterday, and he was all like, people just, because Bumblebee had more heart. It was more, touching and emotional. And that's why people liked him more. And he thinks all the other ones are good.
Bumblebee should fight. What's that other robot that can talk?
That's a lot of different robots. We talking about from a different movie?
Yeah. They made a whole movie about him, like I Am Jeppy or some shit.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't watch that. Chippy or some shit.
Chippy should fight Bumblebee, son.
Pretty sure Chippy would lose because Bumblebee's pretty big, man.
I don't know. We should pitch that idea.
I don't even. They probably be like, nah.
Chappie.
Chappie.
I don't fucking know. His name's like Chappie.
Did you even see the movie? Because I didn't see the movie.
I saw the trailer.
So now okay. So you didn't see. Okay, gotcha. But yeah,
Anyway,
either way, Bumblebee was good. I give it like 4 out of 5 bucket hats. Definitely see it in theater. You don't have to go wait till Redbox. And Aquaman got like 3 out of 5 buckets.
I will say what's funny is I'll tell you in the buckets I had you had to be there story, so I'm expecting no laughs because you had to be there.
Okay, this is wild. You just okay. Go
That's
ahead.
but that's how you preference it.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling and talking about somebody that had previously seen Aquaman, and they were like, "Yeah, man, he kind of swims past a certain point where he shouldn't, and then it explores this whole whatever." And I was like, "Word, did he find Nemo?" And then the person started laughing. So you had to be there.
Wow, we should just do that every week.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. And that was you had to be there. Brought to you by the kid JB.
Oh man, just out of context jokes every. Although we were talking about it, so there you go.
Out of context within context. There you go.
There you go. Speaking of out of context, I guess, but not really.
Yeah.
We were talking about on our year in pod. We kind of briefly touched on school, like crushes you had, weird crushes you had when you were like younger, and so we wanted to like explore this more. Do you have any? I mean, because Katie asked me a couple of weeks ago, like who was some like celebrity crushes and stuff like that. And for some reason, when I was in high school, I had a huge crush on Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And
That's wild. I don't even know who that is.
She's Lelaine from Seinfeld.
Oh wow, that's
yeah.
You got a thing with Jewish girls, right?
Is she Jewish? I don't even know if she's Jewish.
I think they're all Jews on the cast of Seinfeld.
Nah, because there's no way. Jason Alexander definitely not Jewish.
Who's that? George?
Yeah, and neither is Kramer. Kramer's not Jewish.
I don't know, but Jerry is.
No, I know Jerry
and Larry is.
And Larry David are for sure, but I don't know.
And everyone on the cast of Curb Your Enthusiasm seems to be.
Yeah. Even JB Smooth, he's Jewish.
He could be an Israelite. Who knows?
Yeah, Leon's the best character in that show. But yeah, no, I don't know what it was. Her, and then she was on Veep. I feel like I mean, obviously she's like, she's an attractive woman, but it's not like I realize that the crush is wild. You know what I mean? Because it's random.
Well, what's funny is like speaking about the Aquaman is like people are obsessed with Jason Momoa, and shouts to one of the coworkers at work. She's like in love with the dude, and we're just like, why? And she's like, that beard and those muscles, and we're like, well,
that's not a weird thing. I think a lot of people think he's sexy.
But let me finish. What I'm saying though is like any guy could have beards and a muscle, a beard and muscles, and like it's just kind of funny because I'm like, damn, like they could slide anybody in that suit, and I think they'd be rocking with him. They'd be like, oh my god, George Clooney.
Right, but I think people already like Jason Momoa,
Well, fuck it. I never heard of the dude. That's I guess it's why my point. I thought that was I thought he was Roman Reigns from the WWF and shit.
Nah, bro, he's been in matches. Well, he dates Lisa Bonet, the daughter from the Cosby Show.
Okay, and then he's also from Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, he was on Game of Thrones. He got a Netflix series I think called Frontier.
My bad. I'm behind shit, bro. I'm not hating. I liked it. He's a great looking guy, dude. Like he's my man crush Monday. Fuck it.
Nah, I'm just saying, like I think people knew, like I think it's the whole combo. Like, you got the muscles and he got the the beard and the long hair, so he looks like he might be a little dangerous. But then also, what I'm saying, like he got like the bad boy aesthetics.
I could outswim him though.
Probably, because I doubt he swam at all in that movie.
Right, and I'm Aquarius.
There you go. I can't swim at all, so I would have just drowned. That's how that works.
They call you. Yo, you could be like, yo, shouts to that. You know how Glass is coming out, and he was like fragile as shit. what if your shit was called Drown, and like you instantly just
drown. That's all. Like, like, yo, I'm dumb smart, but my one weakness is I can't swim.
And then just like every time, it's just like every scene, it's just you drowning in a fucking.
Why would that be every scene? It's just me afraid of water, bro.
Well, no, because in the first Unbreakable, glass was breaking. He kept falling downstairs, and just like everything was like him breaking a body part. You know what I'm
The
saying?
thing that's crazy though is that's obviously the way worse thing. Like he just first of all. He didn't like. He should have been smart enough to know that he probably should have avoided a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like maybe he shouldn't have tried the steps.
Yeah, he's so smart, but doesn't know he's fragile as shit. Like, come on.
Right?
Anyway,
I am excited about that movie coming out, but that's funny.
Yeah, shout out to Glass.
Gotta go back to the crushes though. You got any like? Do you have any like random crushes? You're like, I don't even really know why I got a crush on that person.
Well, like I was saying back on the year-end pod, like I had a crush on that girl, Demi Lovato, but then she was like doing the fucking heroin and shit, and I'm like, nah, I'm off this. I was
a good reason, I guess. Yeah,
yeah, that's a good enough reason, because I wouldn't hook up with a girl that was doing heroin, right? So like, why would I have a crush on one?
Yeah, that's true.
Like she comes into a room, she's like, I heard you had a crush on me. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that was always my like kind of on the subject, but I just remember in high school, like every time somebody would talk about any like girl and somebody like, oh yeah, I think that person looks good, like some celebrity, and then somebody else would be like, nah, for real, you think that person? Nah, they look ugly. And then my go-to was always, so if she was in your room, butt ass naked, you wouldn't?
Yeah.
It's like, well, nah, yeah, I'll do it, but I'm like, all right, didn't see you lying right now.
Yeah, it's like that doesn't make that person's crush though.
No, I know, right? It's just kind of like, oh, it fell into my lap, yeah. Right? But I only thought that was a trump card, right?
Yeah,
like, oh, you wouldn't know if she was just there.
Dude, that's funny, man. Anyway, no, when I was young, man, my first ever crush. Let me see. I did have a crush like on this female gym teacher, and yeah, and like I remember I asked her if she would come to one of my hockey games or some shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like in 3rd grade or something. I was like, yo, I play hockey, you know what I'm saying? Spitting game. Nah. I had a gym teacher crush. Yeah, there was that, but she was just like a substitute.
See, I feel like teachers get the curve though, like because like most you associate teachers with being like older ladies, and nobody ever like has like you know just because they're older ladies, so people aren't like traditionally attracted to them. But like if there's any teacher that was younger or any teacher that had like a big butt or you know what I mean or like anything like that, they were like, oh yeah, that teacher, even if she's not like she wasn't like crazy good looking, that's just like the high school dudes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, her like Mrs. What's her name? Just because she's 28 or something. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah, I don't know if she really looked that good. It was just that she was younger.
Yeah,
you know
that's. I mean, I guess that was at the comparison because like most of my gym teachers were just like fat, like old dudes.
Or just like a dude. It's just like you get the one sub that the butt was looking right in the dress pants. You're like, oh. He's like, you know what?
Like, damn, I should have brought an apple today.
Right?
Yeah. But no, yeah, so there was that. Most of my teachers, like you said, most of my actual teachers were like old and shit, so I didn't really have a crush. Dude, but like my crushes from like I started like liking girls like straight up like in like 3rd grade or shit, or like that's when I started noticing like, oh, like she's pretty, or like I want to go on the playground with her type shit. And this, I would like girls for the dumbest reasons. Like girls would like have their braids one day. I'm like, yeah, I like that girl. Or there'd be a girl that like just had like a cool shirt. I'm like, yeah. But what's funny is as I got older, like it was 5th grade when I got like old enough to like ask a girl out or something. And it was this girl that for like many years we shared a bus stop together.
Oh.
And I was like, yo, I think I've known her for long enough. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I think like, maybe like we're mature enough. So I wasn't man enough to ask her out like in school. So I wrote her a note and mailed it to her.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, I thought the thing was how everybody got in relationship in like elementary school was like their friend came up to you and told you that they liked you, and you kind of like, or they slid you a note that said like, "Do you like me? Yes or no?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that happened, man. And this transitions to our topic of getting embarrassed. But before that, what I'm saying is like, so I wrote her a note, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know she had to get it because she lived like 2 houses down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like,
So
I
did
waited.
you send the mail or you put it in her mailbox?
I sent it. I actually don't remember. I think actually you're right. I think I did put it in her mailbox. Real talk.
That would make way
Yeah,
more
yeah, that makes more
sense.
sense. Yeah, okay, I did do that. You're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I didn't get a stamp and shit. You're right. So I put it in. I put it in her shit, and I like played dumb or whatever, and waited, and then like she never said anything about it. But then one day, like on a Friday, she was like, she gave me a note and was like, I'm gonna say yes or no before. I'm gonna say yes or no later, and I'm like, okay. And I like asked her out to like a school dance or something.
And she said no.
So then she said no in front of the whole class, bro.
It probably wasn't a good sign when she said, "Yo, I'll let you know later, bro."
I didn't have enough like street knowledge at that time.
Like, nah, you on the fence? Fuck that, bro. That's when you gotta turn to the dude in the club. Like, you ugly anyway. Nah, hell no. Nah.
Well, dude, it was sad because I started crying and shit.
Oh, damn. Bro.
And like, what's funny is like my homies were at that time like well equipped to like roast like years beyond from now because they were like, "Yo, she said no, bro." Like,
like, "Oh, this sucks." Man.
Yeah, and like I was just like, "Damn, this does suck," and I was laughing. I was more crying because I was embarrassed that she did it in front of everybody. Damn. And yeah, but it's funny because like I didn't like her that much beyond like I was just like, yeah.
Nobody in elementary school liked you.
Well, I was just like, I'm ready to ask your girl out. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I thought it was like, a rite of passage or like a step up. And I was like, man, it felt like striking out, at sports or something.
No, I feel you. As well. I had some wild elementary school like things. Like I had a girl who I didn't know liked me, but like I guess she liked me, and I may have called her ugly on the playground one time because she was. How like it's like I always thought that whole thing about like kids kind of being mean to each other when they like boys doing that. I never did that.
Yeah,
but apparently she did because like she like literally brought a box cutter to school and chased me with it around the playground.
Oh my god!
Her ugly. After I called her ugly, living in the hood, bro. And I was like, "Yo, it ain't even got to be all that." So yeah, that didn't work out. And then I remember maybe like fifth or sixth grade, I had two girlfriends that lived around the corner from each other. Like I just asked this Puerto Rican chick named like I think her name was like Gabrielle or something like that out, and then like one of my like cousins was going out with this girl, and she was like, "Oh, her little sister like you," and I'm like, "I fuck it." So like for like a span of 2 weeks, I had two girlfriends that lived around the corner from each other. That's funny, and I was like, it's not like I was it's not even like I was even doing anything. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I just go over there on their like street and just be like, "Oh, I'm over here." And I just hang out with them. You know what I mean?
Like a reference,
right? And I'm just hanging out with her for a little bit, and I'm like, "All right, I gotta go home. The street lights are coming on." You know what I'm saying? And then I'd go and hang out with the other person the next day. Now it was like some wild thing,
That's funny, dude. Yeah, and then when I got a little older, like I don't know, like sixth grade or I think like sixth grade. Mm-hmm. Or no, it was like the summer going into sixth grade. There was this girl that like was because towards that time, like the schools like from each district kind of just collided into one school type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like so there was girls from like different districts coming through, and there's this one girl I liked, and she ended up liking me, and like how every school year they did like a year-end party. Mm-hmm. And like they would take you to the playground or like do extra recess or field day or just some shit like that. and like she kissed me on the cheek, son, in front of like
Oh,
everybody, and that was like a big ass deal, right?
right.
And the homies coming through like, yo, how'd you do that? Like, how do you get girls to do that? And I was like, yo, you just gotta have it, son.
She's out here like, yeah, nah, I can't tell you the sauce. You just gotta have it, bro.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. And like, dude, it was such a funny thing. And like, I remember just being like, man, this is like, I made it. Like, this is the top of the charts type shit,
Right?
And then for that summer, I went over her house like a couple times, and we did like nothing. We watched like, VHSs, and then like her parents would be like, okay, like that's enough. Like, have your parents come pick you up type shit. And that was that. And then like, the next year it kind of faded, and that was that. That was the end of that relationship.
Did you guys ever break up? Because I feel like I didn't break up with anybody.
No, there was no break. It just kind of was just like, we're not doing this anymore. Like,
right?
We just stopped talking type
thing. Wow, I just realized technically I'm cheating on my 2 girlfriends.
Yeah, me too. Yo, I'm cheating on my 5th grade girlfriend right now. This is wild. Yo, I'm sorry. I'm wild trifling.
Right. I knew it. Men ain't shit, bro.
Yeah, dude. But then what was really funny is come 7th grade when I thought I was like really a man, because like, it was middle school. This girl from a complete different elementary school came through, and we decided to date. We used to talk on AOL Instant Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the first or second day of school, and she was just like, "You're cute. Want to be boyfriend, girlfriend?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Fuck it, let's start the year off strong,"
There you go.
So then, dude, we had the most like hilarious relationship, quote unquote. I saw her like once in class, and I would just like wave to her, and then just keep it moving because I was
the whole thing, bro.
Because I was so embarrassed, or like just so like prude or whatever you said, And
I feel like as I get older, the more and more I realize that like those relationships are so pointless.
They were so funny, dude. Like, and then remember, like their friends would always like see you, and they would like make you guys hug and be like, "There you guys are."
Yeah, right.
And so there was that, and then like again, I think I like went to her house one time. We did nothing, of course, because like 7th grade is kind of young. And then we, I was like, "What did we do?" Oh, I kissed her on the cheek, and I thought that was wild again. And I was like, yeah,
it's crazy because I feel like all those like relationships in like middle school, even like probably the beginning of high school, was just you just basically mimicking stuff you saw on TV. Like, other than that, you don't really know. You had no clue what the fuck a relationship was about.
No, not at all. And like
you just like going off of what you thought it was supposed to be about until you realize that, oh wait, it's supposed to be, a whole bunch of shit.
And I remember my mom roasted me by just laughing at me, and I didn't find it funny until like later, until I was an adult. Mm-hmm. I remember walking into her room when I was like in 6th grade or something about like my dumbass relationship, and I was like, "Yo, Ma, I think me and her need to see other people." Oh my God. Yeah, she's like, "If you don't get out of the room, man."
Yeah,
like,
I don't even know what that means, man. That's now I'm trying to wonder, like, what did people do before TV? Like, how the hell did they get their idealizations of romance and how relationships are supposed to work when they were?
I was just looking for my Topanga, to be real.
Like, yo, I'm just saying, like, how did they know? Like, we were really taking notes from her, or was it just like their parents pushing it? I know, like, obviously, way back in the day, motherfuckers was actually getting married when they were like in middle school and shit.
Yeah, my grandparents got married in high school. I mean, they're not married in high school, but like, they were. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean?
But I feel like it had to be the parents pushing people into that, right? Or just like the thing of that's what you're supposed to do, right?
That could be it. I don't know, man. Different times.
Definitely not as fun as like, because I then if we were in a different era, we end up marrying these chicks that we don't even remember their name right now.
And then I think like in the end of 7th grade, there was this girl that like dated me because like she felt bad for me or something because she found out I liked her or something. And I found out she was dating me for pity or something, and I was like, "Nah, I don't go down like that."
Damn.
And I was friends with her, like friend, and she was the one that kind of snitched on her to me. And I broke up with her, bro, in like a gangster way. We did a 3-way call.
Oh
and,
shit.
and I pretended to not be on the line until she was like, I think her name was like Molly or some shit, and she was like, you've been mean to Jesse, and he needs to know he's been here. She was like mad,
Oh
like
man.
dramatic about it. And yeah, man, I was gangster. I was like, yeah, you I didn't even know what I said. I was like, yeah, like I think you're mean to me.
You're like, wow, y'all ganged up on me. Wow.
I was
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah, I don't think we should do this, man.
You're like, all right. And just like,
Yeah. So yeah, but that was that. What
that's
about you,
funny.
man? Did you have any relationships in middle school like that?
It's funny because like middle school, I feel like I did all my damage in elementary school and in high school because I think in middle school, girls started growing boobs and shit, and I just started getting intimidated. I was like, you know what, y'all got this. I'm gonna just relax.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's man, but
man.
yeah, girls definitely matured way quicker than guys
They
because
did, and I was just like, I ain't even gonna try, bro.
man,
Like,
I remember in 5th grade they like took the girls and all the girls and made them like watch this like movie on like puberty and like hygiene and shit. And because the dudes weren't ready to, go through puberty yet, they didn't know what to do with us. So like all the guy teachers were like, all right, fellas, basketball. And
right?
like we'd all just be like, word, like fuck it. And then like the girls came back with like bags of like deodorant and like
Mm-hmm.
tampons and shit. It was wild. And
Yeah,
we were just like, yo, like we just got done hooping.
all right. Like I didn't even. I was just like, none of these girls about to like me right now. Fuck this.
Yeah, it was
They all
weird.
mature and shit.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean, I just like probably TMI, but that's when you just start discovering your body and shit, and you're like, man, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Right. So
So,
sadly, sad transition though. You were trying to bring me up to speed, even though you said it was all out in these streets
like
about.
this is like the worst
I'm
transition in
gonna do
history.
it, son.
Had to be right.
I'm gonna do it. R. Kelly messing around with under
No,
underage girls, man.
fuck.
Sorry, we
Well,
don't care.
yeah,
We report in the news. Your facts don't care about feelings, Ty.
I know. It's just wild. We were talking about school relationships and then going.
And then real life
Um,
relationships.
yeah, but I mean, obviously, people. If anybody's been on the internet, they've seen that's what's been happening. There's been a docu series come out on R. Kelly this week about his how he dated Aaliyah when she was 15. He had the P tape on a 16-year-old girl. And apparently he's allegedly he was keeping girls that were like underage hostage and kind of like grooming them and abusing them and doing all types of wild shit. And so people been kind of sounding off. And I mean, obviously, it's been like two factions of and people who are just outright disgusted and they're like, how did we let R. Kelly slide for so long? Even though I feel like in recent years, people have definitely been on the fuck R. Kelly train. You know what I'm saying? But now is you get that side who because it's the thing of right now, and then you got the other side of it of people being like, oh, I don't know why y'all out here canceling R. Kelly, but what about Elvis? Elvis dated like a 14-year-old, or what about what I'm saying? Insert this person. Like you should be the one of like Hugh Hefner, and like I get it. It's kind of hard because not to dive deep into too much into the R. Kelly stuff, but like where does it go to where we separate like them from the art? Because if you just look at like most of the people who created some of the music or movies that are like classic stuff, like most of those people are shitty people, man. Like,
Yeah, I agree, man. And like I said, it's a balance of like hypocrisy because I'm a hypocrite to the full. Because right now I'm kind of like that with Kanye. I love his music. He's probably one of my top 5 favorite artists ever.
right,
and he's coming out the left field with all this, fucking Donald Trump shit. And like, my hate for Trump is the fact that he's a horrible president and he's a bad person. But like, is that enough for me to not like the dude's music? Is because he's banging with somebody, and
right.
I'm like, fuck, man, like I love his music so much, but had I not like, and then it goes to show like what you don't know won't hurt you, but then it's like, do you want to know? And there's so many
Right.
layers to it because it's like, yeah, it sucks, man. So
There's
there's
a lot because
yeah,
to me it's like because like if I like a song like all right, so R. Kelly's songs, none of his songs are like it's not like he's singing about like this is not a defense of him, but it's not like he's singing about peeing on underage girls and stuff like that. So it's like if you just hear the song out in the wild, you're just vibing to him saying like step to the left, step to the right. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no like you're not endorsing any of that stuff by listening to the songs because the songs messages like that. That's where Kanye's kind of get like I'm cool with Kanye if he's not talking about shit that I'm like, all right, that's dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's when he's talking about MAGA shit and dumb shit that I don't agree with, and I'm like, I'm probably not gonna like the song. That's why I didn't like the Nas shit when he was talking about anti-vaxxing and shit. Like I get it, but it's like it's just hard to separate because, like I said, there's so many. Like James Brown used to beat women. The Temptations members some of them beat women. You know what I'm saying? Like there's plenty of rock stars that were probably banging underage women in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? And like getting chicks hooked into drugs and you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of stuff that were problematic and like we're like how it's just I mean, I'm not saying I even have the answer. Like I don't know how to like even with the XXXTentacion shit, like with his allegations. And it's like I don't know where to draw the line on, you know what I'm saying, like enjoying their music, but then it's kind of hard to feel bad because you're still giving them like money, like now maybe you can justify like James Brown and Ray Charles and all those people because they're like dead, and it's like you're not literally maybe you're giving money to their estate, and that's helping other people who probably weren't as shitty. You know what I'm saying? And you're helping them more so than like R. Kelly right now. Me playing Ignition remix is literally funding him. Where he might be literally keeping people like locked up against their will and wild shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a weird balance. I don't know how we're supposed to separate the art because you know what I'm saying. Like even was it Woody Allen and it's in that Ants movie and he was out here dating his daughter and shit like that. And it's like, nah, does that mean I shouldn't watch Ants ever again or like House of Cards? I can't watch like you know what I'm saying. I already enjoyed the seasons, but now it's like feels weird to me because fucking you know what I'm saying. What's his name? Who's the guy from House of Cards?
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying.
And it's not fair to all the other actors that are on that show that didn't do shit.
Right.
And it's like, dang, you canceling everything just because of Homeboy.
Right. And it's because producers make money off of these songs too.
Yeah.
And it's the thing that's funny too is with the way that the music business was set up for a long time, motherfuckers probably not even making that much money off these songs.
Yeah, but then it's funny.
It's going to the record label, but it's like I don't know. I get it. Like, don't go out of like people who going out of their way. Like, nah, fuck that. Like, y'all out here talking shit about R. Kelly. I'm gonna throw on his whole album right now. Like, all right, that like going out of your way to listen to it. That's wild. But like, kind of like all time avoiding it, getting mad.
He's like, I'm really gonna step to the name of love.
Yeah, it's like, all right, that's a little much. Like, cause like, why are you out here like willing to like defend that?
I will say though, what's funny and kind of hypocritical, or I'm sure there's like a dynamic with also country music is the first thing that comes to my mind when they talk about maybe like domestic violence and like drinking and driving and stuff like that, which I'm not trying to compare or say which one's a worse and bigger offense, but then I'm sure there's people that backpedal and say shit like, oh, well, they just sing about it. They're not really doing it.
Right.
And it's like, well, then which one is it? It's like, would you rather know that somebody that produces music that's about love and dancing in his privacy actually commits crimes and the only reason we know it is because of the media and because of social platforms? Or would you rather have an artist be honky-dory in real life and then on stage and in public promote and produce content that suggests enabling domestic violence and or committing crimes?
Right. I don't think if you were just like, yo, like going straight to, but it's like, you're right. Cause it's like somebody like 21 Savage is only rapping about killing people. And I'm rocking, I'm listening to the music, but I'm like, oh yeah, 21 Savage is like out here teaching kids how to like learn their finances and shit. And like, he's actually a good dude. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? The music is promoting something that I don't agree with at all. Like, I don't think you should be killing people, but I'm still gonna listen. Like, I'm still listening to the music. Like, I don't think you should be. I don't think people like. I like to joke around about the blood and Crip shit, but like, I think gangs in general are dumb. But like, if we rapping about it, we rapping about it. So, and I'm not the only one who's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So that's what I was saying. It's like a balance.
There's a lot of hypocrisy. I know.
So with that, I mean, R. Kelly, beyond that, like it's kind of like the Bill Cosby and OJ shit. It's like you've already known like there was smoke around his name.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people who are hypocrites, and there's a lot of examples of people doing fucked up shit and people not caring about it. But that's not a good reason to be like, y'all shouldn't be mad at this person. Like, what you really should be like, if you're mad at him, then be mad at everybody. You shouldn't be like, if you let this person slide, you should let everybody slide. It's like, nah, that's not the way it should go.
And then how like,
I'm a big like, where the smoke is fire, and this nigga R. Kelly house has been on fire since like 2003.
And I'm saying though, like with that though, like Ebro was saying it, shouts to Hot 97. He was saying like, he did make like a musical icon shift with like I Believe I Could Fly, and that type shit. It's like, at what point can music just be music? At what point can I just drive down the road and an R. Kelly song come on and me sing to it and not someone be like, bro, he'd be touching little girls. Like, why can't I just be like, I believe I can fly? Then boom, next song. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you just into the song, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're an endorsement of everything that person has ever done or will do.
Because I refuse to go to Kids Bop and listen to they fucking shit, or like, like a cover song or some shit.
That's where it's hard, because we don't know all these people. It's just like now, in this life and times is like, endless information and nobody's private. It's like,
bro,
everything comes out, and it's like, bro, I just like the song because the way it was, and now now I have to put a morality behind everything that I like, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it's good or bad, or it's just I can see how people be like, I just don't want to do that. Like, I don't personally condone any of that shit that this person did, but that don't mean I just don't like the song anymore, you know?
Right. And I've said shit to my homies that have done dirt. We've all done dirt, and like, it's funny as shit because I've said things to them like, bro, if you were like a celebrity, this would be a problem, right? And they'd be like, I know. I'm like, all right.
All right. Because it's like, it's all types of shit. And I don't know. I get it. It's a lot of people. I think it comes out of it. If you want to be mad about it and you don't want to listen to these people or anybody's song, like, I'm not going to be out here like, oh, why you not listening? Like, you can do what you want. It's just, and I personally, I don't, like, because of all this stuff, I haven't, like, I took them off of most of my playlists because I'm like, it's not like I need to listen to the R. Kelly songs. But then I'm like, if I did this for literally everybody, I probably would only have like 3 or 4 artists I listen to. You know what I mean? Like, and so I acknowledge there's a little bit of hypocrisy in it, but I'm just not about to be out here mad at people for being mad that somebody did something fucked up.
And I don't want to sound like, and not, I don't want to label them. So I don't want to sound like the people that are anti-Me Too movement. With the people that are like, oh, great. Because they're like, oh, great. And who's next? And now they're going to be an allegation of this person and that person. Like, I don't want to be like, listen, like, I'm kind of still team, like, case by case. So I don't want to open the floodgates and be like, oh, shit. Like, because I saw some stuff on like, Neil deGrasse and I saw some shit on like, Obama, Bernie Sanders, all this shit. And I'm like, oh man, like, you guys are just trying to like make anything hot. And I'm not trying to be like that person either.
You don't want to think like that, like, cause
right.
You don't know who did what and who didn't do what. So
like, I'm kind of like, all right.
Like, damn, it feel like they're doing it to everybody, but it's like you don't want to minimize people that it actually happened to. Just
right. So I'm just kind of like, everybody mind their business. How about that? Let's let the legal process take over, and that be that. And let me know when like the speculation's over with. I don't want to know if, ends, and buts. I want fucking hard truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it just that's hard, but I don't know. I think the clues we don't have the right answer to. I don't know if anybody does. Like, I know people who are very firmly, and I'm talking like women that are firmly like, Me Too, and like very like obviously against that stuff, that still listen to XXXTentacion, like whatever the hell his name is, Extinction Chord, or like, people, they still fuck with Kodak Black even though he got charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard to, it's not nitpicking, but it's like, I think it's just, people cherry pick people that they kind of come after, people that they take these stands on. And I'm not even saying that it's a bad thing. I think it's just human.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, and I don't know why it's like, yeah, it's just like they want to use an example of like every time, like, oh well, they'll go as far as like, what's his name, Martin Luther King used to cheat on his wife, and it's like, all right, well, it's like I got it.
Well, that's the thing too, is like how much of the good thing to do outweigh that? Like, cheating on your wife as a very religious man is pretty fucked up and like hypocritical, but you also help in segregation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you watch The Good Place?
Nah.
First of all, you should watch The Good Place. It's a good ass show.
Second of all, you don't tell me what to do. That's fine.
I didn't say go watch it. You should watch it. So I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the premise of the show is like it's heaven, but like the way heaven works is literally every good thing you do is added up, and every bad thing you do is like you lose points for every bad thing you do, and you gain points for every good thing you do. So literally, like every act is kind of like calculated. And so it's like with Martin Luther King, like, did he not get into heaven because he like, that's pretty bad to cheat on your wife, but then it's like, and then segregation probably gets you a lot of fucking points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean? Like, so it's like how much of that balances
like
out.
Coretta's in heaven looking at him like, let him in. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, like
you know what I'm saying? No. Everyone's just looking at her, and she's like, gives him like just the head nod.
like I'm mad at him. I won't talk to him when he's here, but he should probably be here.
You know what I'm saying?
Just keep him on the other side of the clouds. You know? You know what I mean?
I've always thought about that. Heaven's just a big nightclub for him.
Right? Like, I don't want to see you. Don't come by my mansion.
Don't come through this booth.
Yeah. Although I don't know, it's just, that's what I'm like, how much of that stuff outweighs it, how much stuff you need to, like, if there are, you have to strictly stick to that person, because like we don't know. And the thing is, we don't really know how terrible a lot of people were. Like, it just, a lot of people probably benefit from us not having the knowledge we have now.
Yeah,
like, we don't know if Van Gogh's out here on some wild shit. We don't know if Beethoven was out here beating bitches before he like hopped on the piano. We have literally no clue.
Yeah, I mean,
we find out wild shit about our founding fathers, and people still rock with them. Thomas Jefferson raping slaves, and Ben Franklin giving herpes to people, or whatever the hell he was doing, syphilis. I don't remember. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think we go to always resort back to what we say, just like humans are just 10% trash. So
yeah, bro, that's what you just gotta. You do something trash, bro. You just gotta, spend the rest of your life trying to do good shit.
Yeah, but hey, man. But yeah, no, speaking of cherry picking, bro, like, what'd you think of that video of shouts to Andrea Ocasio, or was it Andrea Ocasio-Cortez?
That's Cortez, I think.
Cortez, my bad.
It's so, yeah, not that her name is fine. It's just when people got three names and they all long,
yeah.
Like, I just say AOC because I'm like, I can't.
Yeah,
she's mad cool. People, they've been trying that. How they. They're afraid of her because they keep trying to take shots at her. Like, oh, look, she's supposed to be poor, but look at how she's dressing. Oh, she said she's from the Bronx, but she was in Westchester. And it's like, bro, relax.
Oh, and she can't afford rent. We pulled up her statements. It's like, yo, you need to chill. Like,
right.
And yeah. But anyway, yeah. So shouts to her. She recently had a video release of her doing like a seemed just like a like a school project, I think it was, of them dancing to the Footloose scene, because dancing was illegal in the hometown or whatever. And shouts to Nostalgia Be Damned. They should do an episode on Footloose. But anyway, so now I don't know. They like, I don't even know what their angle was, but they like reposted that video trying to say that she's inappropriate, or like, I don't even know.
I saw like one, like, look at this, like, this idiot, how she danced, and I'm like, what? I don't understand. Like, yo, your thing is that she's dumb because she dances.
Right.
Man, y'all are terrible at roasting, bro. Y'all are the worst, bro. I don't know how they be like they can do so many things, like you know what I'm saying, like basically troll people until they make an idiot a president, but they can't roast for shit. It's wild. They can only do like straight like bullshit that people get angry at. But like when it comes to actually like roasting or cracking a joke, you know what I'm saying, or clapping back on the internet, they're terrible at it.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I don't know why they were getting mad about that. And then, but just with that, dude, it was just funny because then, not to get political, but gonna get political. Shout outs to Kirsten Sinema, Arizona's governor or senator.
Senator, yeah.
She swore in on a fucking law book instead of the Bible, and people were getting mad because she was making jokes about Mike Pence, and it's just funny, man, because like. Then also Rashid Tlaib or whatever her name was, Ashida Tlaib, said that they were gonna impeach Trump and he was a motherfucker or whatever. And people use that as bullets to be like, look, they're not people that should be represented. Meanwhile, they man is out here grabbing pussies and promoting it,
right, and saying wild shit, telling people to beat people up at rallies. They don't really
yeah.
I mean, obviously they didn't really care, but
so everybody,
I never understood why they swore in on a Bible anyway. Wouldn't that make more sense to just swear in the Constitution since you're going into government?
Yeah, nah. See, nothing makes sense though, and that's the thing.
Like,
that would make sense.
God didn't commission our Congress. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't understand it. But anyway, yeah.
In the Bible, like, yo, in the 11th commandment, I almost forgot. When y'all come up into Congress, y'all gotta swear on this book, though.
I will say though, it's like everybody has a form of like picking and choosing, and that goes back to also like picking and choosing what artists we support when they do some bad shit. Like everybody's got an artist that they would point fingers at when it comes to like a crime coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Conversely, they'll say like, oh, but this person did this or that person did that. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's just funny because I think there's not one person in this world that can't deny that they've like cherry picked an argument before, because
you have. It's just normal.
I've said like how the refs have fucked over the Giants before, but then
when the other team gets fucked over,
yeah, like, oh, damn, I'm like, damn, that's a good call, fam. Like, that's football.
Yeah, like, hey, sometimes you don't get them,
Yeah, exactly.
You like, yo, they fucked us, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, and then I think we all find like margins of error. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's double spaced. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has room to be like, well, nah, this is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So, shouts to that though.
Yeah, but I think we've reached that time that everybody enjoys. It's songs of the week, bro. I feel like we haven't done this in a while because of all the special pods. But what's your song of the week, my guy?
Well, it was funny because we went down this rabbit hole of like old school hip hop, or I'm sorry, old school R&B artists and shit like that.
Mm.
And we were talking about how like musicians have transitioned from like I don't know, R&B to now like just straight gangster rap and whatever. Long story short, we hitting them with the old school. We're going with Aaliyah because R.I.P. And At Your Best, Aaliyah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we didn't. There wasn't really any crazy like releases because the year just started, and there wasn't anything like that week before because the year was ending. I don't think I said anything about the 21 Savage album. It was really good. He's definitely gotten way better at rapping. So shouts to him. Definitely check out I Am over I Was. And I think somebody said it's kind of like how you remember how like when Young Jeezy first came out, he was kind of like not very good at rapping.
Right.
But like over time he got way better.
He built up like a snowman.
yeah, he got way better like over time. Even though like his first stuff was still like I still enjoy his his earlier stuff, even though I knew like what I'm saying, he's rhyming closet with closet, like I'm like whatever, it still bangs, you know what I'm saying? But so that's how I went with 21 Savage. Like even when he couldn't rap that well, I still enjoyed it because of the beat and just like the dumbness of him, some of the stuff. But like now he's like actually, technically a better rapper, and the album came out pretty good. But my song of the week though is "Bleed" by Young M.A. And she just been constantly going, spitting. She'll drop a song here and there that I mess with. I fuck with Petty Wop.
Brooklyn.
That dropped earlier. I'm surprised she's been out for like 2 years on this single tip and she hasn't dropped an album. I'm wondering what's going on with that. She's too busy worried about selling everybody's girl. You know what I mean?
That's your job, son. I used to be with mine. My bad.
But that's what I'm like. She needs to drop an album or something. Hopefully she does this year instead of keep dropping Lucy's and whatnot. But
yeah, well, shit, man. Again, Ty, thanks for putting up with me yet again, week after week. I don't know how you do it. For the buckets that are new, for the buckets that are loyal, thank you. For the buckets that are new, where can they find us, bro?
Yeah, bro. If you just your first time fucking with us, you can definitely find us on the internets. We're on Facebook, at the Bucket Up Podcast. We're on Instagram at the Bucket Hat Boys, and we're on Twitter at Bucket Up Podcast on Twitter. If you're listening to us on iTunes or SoundCloud, it's kind of like our main pieces. We also happen to be on Stitcher and we're on Google Play, and you can find us on Podcast Addict and all that shit. Maybe in the future we'll hop on Spotify. I haven't really decided yet, just yet, but that's where you can find us.
Yeah, and shouts to Roach Clip Podcast and all the other crossovers coming soon. Future guest is coming, bro.
Word.
But yeah, man, for the Bucket Up Podcast 67, we out. Cheer.
Cheer. You want to do the recap?
Yeah. What do we do? So you want to say school crushes, relationships, R. Kelly, and then cherry picking. So cherry picking, R. Kelly, relationships, school crushes.
Yeah, we could go, and then we could say, hold on.
Or no, you can say Aquaman, and I'll say, okay.
So on today's episode of the Bucket Up Podcast, we can go like review Aquaman and Bumblebee. And then that's about right. And then we talk about old, like, elementary school crushes, or we just say like weird
crushes, crushes when we were younger.
Yeah, crushes when we were younger, relationships in elementary school, R. Kelly, and then cherry picking arguments.
Yeah,
that work.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
A little bit of words on this. And then Kelly and cherry picking arguments. So you want me to do I'll do the Aquaman one, you do the crushes one, I do the grade school one, and you do R. Kelly, and then you can just do R. Kelly and cherry picking relationships. You want to do that?
Okay, yeah.
All right. On today's episode of the Bucket Up Podcast, we review Aquaman and Bumblebee.
Crushes that we had when we were younger.
The absurdity of grade school relationships.
R. Kelly and his antics. And people that cherry pick arguments.
All right, cool. That was good.
Cool.